In this video, we'll look at light hotspots and also look at the reasons as to why hotspots are currently experiencing long periods of inactivity. Hey everyone, thank you very much for coming back. This is Cryptolayman. Thanks for tuning into another video. Before I delve into the subject, I would like to remind you that there are a lot of people pretending to be me in the comment section. These are scammers, and please do not fall for these scams. Remember, I will never give you out a WhatsApp number or ask you to contact anybody because they can earn you lots of Bitcoin. So please bear that in mind and do not fall for these scams. Without further ado, we'll jump into today's video. And first of all, we'll talk about what the light hotspots are, how they differ from the normal hotspots, and their impact on the Helium token earnings by each hotspot. We'll begin with the light hotspots. You can go on to docs.helium.com, click on Mine HNT, and you can then look at the light hotspots project. It will clarify quite quickly as to what it actually means to be a light hotspot. So this is what happens at the moment. So modes of earning HNT. So data only hotspots can only earn HNT tokens by transmitting data, and they're not able to participate in proof of coverage and consensus groups. However, approved hotspots such as the Nebras, Rax, the Syncrobits, the Bobcats, etc., those are HIP19 approved vendors who are making approved hotspots like the ones that you and I are buying and using. At this moment in time, they are able to earn HNT by transferring data, by providing the proof of coverage, and by taking part in consensus groups. Once the validators go online on the blockchain, the key role of the consensus group will be taken away from the approved hotspots, and that will be given to the validators. Now, there's one more key difference that will come with this move, and that will be the fact that the validators will keep all the record and the ledger of the blockchain. At this moment in time, each hotspot is acting as a node and keeps a copy of the blockchain on its memory card. That's why some of the memory cards have been full or have been having rewriting issues, which will cause the hotspots to fall off the blockchain. And in that case, the owner will need to reflash the SD card and the memory card in order to get the hotspot back online and up to speed. This is a key difference. Going forward, when the validators go online, they will actually take that ledger away. These hotspots that we have at the moment will no longer be nodes. The role of being a node and actually collating and finalizing data and taking part in those consensus groups will be taken over by the validators. This will then convert all the hotspots on the network at that moment in time into not nodes, but into light hotspots. So going forward, hotspots will continue to earn HNT by transferring data and providing the proof of coverage. So the validators will only take over the role of the consensus group and keep a record of the blockchain. So now we'll quickly look at the impact that this move to validators is going to have on all other hotspots. It's important to know how the rewards are currently distributed. This table is correct as of February 2021. So security awards are the early investors who invested in the Helium project very, very early on and were given Helium security tokens. They are currently getting 34% of the mining reward. 47% of the rewards are going to witnesses. 2.1% rewards are going to POC challengers. 11.7 are going to challengees. Those are hotspots that are being challenged. These are usually the beaconing rewards, in other words. So challengers are the ones who are issuing the challenge. They get a very minor reward. The challengee is the one being challenged, i.e. issuing the beacon. That hotspot gets 11.7%. Now these percentages may have improved slightly, but it's hard to say. Data credits currently not much being transmitted. As you can see, in the month of February, only 125 HNT were given or mined by data credit transfers over the network. And then this is the important bit, which is the consensus groups. So 4.7% of all the rewards that are being currently mined are being distributed to the consensus group members. Now, what you need to understand is consensus group members, as most of you know, are completely randomly selected. At the moment, it can be any hotspot anywhere in the world, as long as it's up and running online and synchronized to the blockchain. So there is a chance that any one of our hotspots could be picked in the next round of consensus groups. However, that is coming at a cost, because each and every hotspot is having to keep a copy of the ledger. Not all nodes or hotspots are running at the same speed and can keep up with the blockchain. That is causing issues. Now we'll look at the target percentages, and that is long-term targets. 34% of the mining rewards are to be allocated to HST holders. POC witnesses, which are currently earning 47% of the rewards, will go down to 21.24%. Challengers will get 0.95%, so that will decrease. The challengees of 5.31%, and data credit transfers will actually see a huge gain and see a 32.5% increase over the years. So this is not imminent. This is not going to happen immediately or in the next couple of days or in the next couple of months. This is a long-term projection, and these are long-term targets. So we're talking about 25 years for the data credit earnings to tip from 0 to 32.5%. So we're looking at a minimum of a 25-year road plan. Please don't panic. The key thing here is that 6% of the total rewards that will be mined each month will go to the validators, who are taking over the role of consensus. Everything else besides the securities and the consensus is going to remain with current hotspots. So almost 60% of the rewards are actually going to stay with normal hotspots and also light hotspots when they come online. Eventually, over time, this percentage will hopefully start to reflect the target percentage, and 60% will still be earned by normal hotspots. This 60% of the total mining every month, even in the long term, is going to be given to hotspot owners like you and I. So there is no reason to fret. There is no reason to panic. It will all work out. I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, if I've got something wrong, I would appreciate it if you could put something in the comments to make me aware. My knowledge and my efforts are not infallible, so please make sure you leave a comment, and that would be greatly appreciated. Now we'll move on to the second part, which is something that's come to my attention. Over the last week or so, I started noticing that my hotspot was having prolonged periods of inactivity. It was synchronized to the blockchain. It was fully powered up, connected to the Ethernet cable. So all things that it was supposed to do my end, it was absolutely doing. But it wasn't actually doing anything in terms of proof of coverage challenges. I was very surprised to see what was going on, and I wasn't quite sure. I tried to do some digging, and I discovered that the blockchain had been struggling with the sheer number of new hotspots being onboarded, and the blockchain was getting very congested. It wasn't running as smoothly, in other words. So in order to address that issue, they slowed down the blockchain's POC challenge time to take a little bit of burden off the blockchain. So instead of producing a POC challenge every 240 blocks, they have increased that interval to 480 blocks, which means that obviously there is going to be a longer period of time between those POC challenges. Now, what I've noticed in the past, before this change was made on the 16th of May, there were periods of inactivity, but they averaged around 4 hours. So between 3 and 4 hours, depending on how many witnesses you had, where your hotspot was located. So every 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours, the hotspot was taking part in a proof of coverage challenge. But now effectively that period of time has been increased to somewhere around 8 to 9 hours. So you will see a longer period of inactivity when it comes to these challenges. And there is an example here. Last night, the last transaction that my hotspot made was at 9:55, which was block number 861913, and it went silent after that until 6:40 in the morning, when another hotspot beaconed, and my hotspot witnessed it, which was block 862192. So as you can see, between 10 o'clock at night to 6 o'clock in the morning, during that time, the blockchain has only processed 279 blocks. So that is what I mean by the blockchain slowed down, the proof of coverage challenges have slowed down. So there is nothing wrong with your hotspot, so please don't mess that up, or don't get a baseball bat out in frustration. It is just the way the blockchain is running at the moment, so it's fairly slow. Hopefully, once the validators go online, the speed will pick up and things will normalize. So that's it in terms of today's video. Thank you very much, and I hope this has clarified a few questions and answered a few questions. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to the channel and you hit that bell icon to ensure that you get the latest video updates on Helium hotspot shipping, for important updates in relation to the Helium network, and also about upcoming and new cryptocurrency projects in general. Thank you very much. Look after yourselves, take care, and I will speak to you soon.